Imagine getting paid thousands of dollars in cash each month from doing absolutely nothing, and all of your income you earn this way is taxed at a substantially lower rate. Doesn't that sound like a dream? Doesn't it sound too good to be true? Well, everyone, that's my ultimate end goal when it comes to investing. To be able to make a ton of money every month without needing to work. I don't even need to say it, but this would allow you to be completely free. You can spend your days doing whatever you want, all the while making cash in the background. How? A little something called dividends. Now, I haven't explained this before on this channel yet, but dividends are simply a cash distribution that stocks and ETFs pay out to those who hold said assets. There's a couple of caveats though when it comes to dividends. For one thing, not all stocks and ETFs pay dividends. Depending on what you're holding, you could just be seeing increases in portfolio gains and nothing else. Or you can see increases in portfolio gains along with extra cash hitting your bank account every once in a while. How long is every once in a while? Why am I being so mysterious? Well, that's the other thing. The company gets to choose their frequency of dividend distributions. This frequency is almost always either monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or yearly. Okay, those are the two things to keep in mind when choosing stocks or ETFs for the purpose of dividends. Hang on, that's not quite true either. There actually are reasons to flat out avoid choosing dividend-paying stocks, if you can believe it. It may seem crazy, but I'll go over all the drawbacks to dividends in the next week's bonus episode. Anyway, let's explain these dividends a little bit more so you get a deeper understanding on why these dividend-paying assets are the end strategy of my investing career. Alright, it's time to get slightly technical here, so stay with me. There's 4 important dates when it comes to dividends. The first is the declaration date. Today's the day when the company announces to the public that it's paying out a dividend. They declare the amount of the dividends, and they also declare the date they'll be paying it. Next up is the ex-dividend date. This happens right after. It's also called the ex-date. This one mostly concerns the investors because any shares that the investor buys on the ex-date or after the ex-date will not receive the upcoming payment. This date is known in advance, so don't worry. Something interesting also happens here on the ex-date, where the share price drops by the approximate amount of the dividend. Again, I'll explain exactly why this happens in next week's bonus episode. Okay, so the next important date is the record date. Today the company looks at everyone who's held the stock before the X date and marks them for the upcoming payout. Alright, we've made it to the final day, the payment date. This is when the cash hits the shareholder accounts. So to tie it all back to the dream of living off of dividends, this is the day your check hits. You just made a fat stack of cash from sitting around all month or quarter or year or half a year. So doesn't it sound like a great idea to buy a whole bunch of high-yielding dividend stocks, sit back and rake in the money? Well, if only it was that simple. The thing is, and I'm going to use very general numbers here, in order to make, say, $10,000 every single month in cash from your dividends, you'll need approximately $2.5 million. Yikes. Well, let's work backwards quick. We know what we'll do when we have $2.5 million, but how do we get there? Well, that's where our S&P 500 index fund investing comes in. Speaking historically, S&P 500 index funds make your portfolio grow safer and faster percentage-wise compared to any other investment available. So until you hit that critical point in savings when you can live off of dividends, let your money grow in an index fund. You won't see many dividends hit your accounts, but that's an exchange you'll make for higher capital gains. There's your regular cash dividend payment process. But don't you also want to learn about special dividends? You sure look like you do. I'm going to go over some special dividends that companies can distribute. Starting off strong, we have the special cash dividend. This is usually a one-time payment that doesn't follow any regular dividend schedules. This can either be a good thing, like the company just won a lawsuit or something and has some extra cash to give to shareholders, but sometimes this could be seen as a bad thing too, like the company doesn't know what to do with this extra cash, so it just decides to give it away. Next, we have a property dividend. Now this one's a little weird. It's a distribution of physical assets like real estate or equipment or inventory instead of cash, and sometimes it's when the company's going bankrupt. Next we have a stock dividend. This one's fun. Instead of getting paid cash, you get paid in shares of the company. Not much more to that one. Next up is a scrip dividend. This one is usually not a good sign. A scrip dividend is like an IOU that a company gives to its shareholders saying, I want to reward you for holding on to our stock, but we can't really do that right now because we have cash problems. Next, we have a liquidating dividend. This is a return of money to shareholders when a company sells assets or restructures or starts shutting down parts of its operations. Again, not a very good sign. Finally, we have a hybrid dividend, which is usually a mix of both, like cash and stock, or cash or property, just a mix of either one of these. But you're never really going to need to worry about this. I mean, typically all you need to think about is your regular cash dividend, because that's by far the most common. Well, there you have it. My end goal of investing. Being able to live however I want, do whatever I want, go wherever I want to go, all while generating huge monthly cash payments for myself in the background. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Well, to me it does, and that's why I've shared it with all of you. Remember, dividend investing isn't all peaches and cream though, and I'll share that with you in next week's bonus episode. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you next time.